more can we do? Look around us. The crowds are thinning and the numbers are reducing. The righteous people that chose to do something about hollow environment that sucks the light and that sucks the innocent. Things that we cannot fathom or believe that it is happening in our era today. The person on the honk, please just a little bit. Because this occupation has not only taken place on Gaza. As we are witnessing in Jenin, in the West Bank, if you're paying attention to the news, what is happening is that the Palestinian authorities, a faction, and in this group that I'm talking about, there is a faction, and they are the arms brigade that actually fight back this oppression. And we all know that this brigade is called Izz al-Din al-Qassam. And if you already know who Izz al-Din al-Qassam, Izz al-Din al-Qassam is a Syrian resistance fighter that have actually been martyred in the year of 1935. So this ongoing occupation of the entire region did not start in 1967. It did not start in 1948. It has been an ongoing Zionist mentality that had been going on for more than 150 years. And in the year of 1916, when the British Mandate took place and Sykes-Picot wrote and drew the maps of the entire region, we, the people, do not fall for this rhetoric imposed by these Western imperialist mindsets. Because the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine and the people of Syria and the people of Lebanon and the people of Iraq and the people of Jordan, they are all one tribe. We are all one. So the intersectionality between what is happening in Palestine and what is happening in Gaza, there is huge similarities in what has been happening in Syria. And I want to mention, it is our obligation as Muslims to stand up for Palestine in its entirety, because it has and holds the holiest site. It holds Masjid al-Aqsa, which was the first destination for all Muslims. And this is where our Prophet have ascended to the skies and the heavens. How sacred is this land, as to why it is our obligation to stand up for Gaza. But it is also, as Muslims, collectively, our obligation to stand up for every oppressed individual, regardless of your faith, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your ethnicity. It is our obligation to stand up for the oppressed people around the whole world. So I want to congratulate and say that the victory of our Syrian brothers and sisters is our victory. And the falling of the tyrant regime is a victory for all of us in the entire region. And as a Palestinian, forever, the Palestinian people and the Syrian people and the Lebanese people have actually fought tyranny and imperialism together, side by side. And the falling of the regime, as a Palestinian, I say the falling of the Syrian regime is a victory for all of us people that have been facing this oppression. Because this oppression makes no difference than what the occupation is taking place. We can see these atrocities, we can hear all these interviews from everybody that has been escaped and freed from the Sidnaya prison. We see all these families meeting their own families after being imprisoned underground for 30 and 40 years. And how could you see these and learn these stories and do not actually connect what has been going on all around the entire region? We will not allow powers dictate what people have to follow. We as people, as a collective, the entire region, and as Muslims, we have to question power. Regardless of what it is, we should not follow power blindly. Because power answers to the people. The people are the ones who have the power, and we are the ones who dictate what happens. Not power dictating what we should actually follow. So we should turn the lens inwards and reflect upon ourselves and actually educate ourselves and seek the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because this book is what will continuously guide us throughout this entire journey. The book and the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what will unite us. Just like the people of Gaza with their faith have united the people, have united the resistance, and have actually united every single person standing for Palestine. And I tell you, from a faction of resistance, as a Palestinian, I support and I salute every single person that stood up for Palestine. Regardless of what your ethnicity is, regardless of what your intent is, as a Palestinian, I will support you. So I will salute the acts of resistance for actually standing up for Palestine since October 7th. I salute the people that have actually stood up and hit the streets since October 7th onwards. But this entire thing that we have been facing for 433 days is nothing but a portion of this ongoing battle that has started since its entirety. And we will collectively know who our common enemy is. We all know who our common enemy is. Zionism is the biggest enemy that we all will combat. And this form of power is what is our own collective clear enemy that we will fight. So we will let go of all the sectarianism that is imposed on us by imperialists to actually divide us. We will not give in to this power that's going to divide us. We have no room for division. Nothing but connectivity and standing as one. This is why the slogan for our demonstration today is standing united as one. We should unify our forces. We should fight collectively for that one given enemy. And like I say, we always have to reflect upon ourselves and educate ourselves and seek faith. Because faith, our faith, regardless of what your faith is our fuel to keep going that long. Our faith is what gives us the motivation to hit the streets and continuously advocating for what is right. So I will also say, we have to question power. Always question it. I myself will question the power that is currently present in Gaza. And I will question the power that is currently actually supporting Palestine. And we should all collectively question power wherever it exists, because this is our obligation. But as of now, if we have collectively united and we have succeeded in the falling of a regime that is focused on tyranny, inshallah, collectively we will all stand together to fight imperialism. We will not allow for any sort of Western entities to come between us. Even if it's using certain countries as a playground for all of their ideologies, the people shall stand united as one based on our true Islamic principles. Because this is the only way we can continuously fighting for this for many years to come, inshallah. Without further ado, I understand that we are all here and we're cold and our hands are freezing and our legs are freezing, and you have all actually spent the time to be joining us today to raise these flags, but we are not going to stay stationary. We are going to hit the streets of Mississauga and actually advocate, is because when we chant, we actually put shame in all of these Middle Easterns and Arabs that live in these buildings and see you from above and don't actually join us. A lot of people see what they're seeing, yet they will actually put us down. And that is expected. That is expected. Because even just like the resistance in Palestine have actually stood strong for 14 months facing this oppression, the one thing I can say that they were not prepared for is the betrayal of the Middle Eastern leaders that have put them down. The Middle Eastern leaders that have allowed this to happen for this long. This is the biggest shame, and this is the biggest betrayal that we have faced from all of these leaders to allow what is happening in Gaza. But rest assured, I tell you, the people of Gaza, they have their faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so shall our faith should be. Our faith should be towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He will guide us through that. But do not feel bad and do not feel despair for the people of Gaza, because forever the sands of Gaza will be a graveyard for every single oppressor that enters Gaza. The sands of Gaza will swallow every single Merkava that actually shows up to Gaza. Gaza will stand strong, Gaza will unite us, and we will stand in honor of all of the people standing up for this cause. We're not here to chant and do all these speeches of things you guys already know. But I had to give this speech here specifically to stand united as one, away from all of this sectarian division that we will not allow to come between us. So, what we're going to do here is, I believe it's time for Asr prayer. We have to give back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before we even do what we do. And we pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to actually accept all our efforts and renew our intentions and clear our conscience.